So Kendrick is clearly, has the public on his side right now, and I 100% agree with the public. But I think a lot of people see it as Kendrick has dropped more songs, and that's why everyone says he's winning. No, he's dropped the better songs. And even if Kendrick didn't drop Meet the Grams at all, and we didn't get Meet the Grams and Not Like Us, I easily think Euphoria is better than Family Matters, because a lot of people have this mindset of whoever has the bigger bomb has the better song, but it's how you deliver the bomb, and the bomb was delivered in such a weak way, and who knows if he's even telling the truth, because there's plenty of things he says on this song that have already been proven false. So who knows if the big bombs are true or not. I won't get into that. I'm not going to try to cope for Kendrick. If what Drake says is true, then that's horrible. That's a good move, I guess, in this rap war for Drake. But there's plenty of things he says on here that are false and have already been proven false. And I'll get into that, and I'll get into how bad the song is in itself. It's not a good song. There are some good moments, there are some good lines, but overall I think it was a terribly executed, kind of desperate attempt at the kill shot, and it seems like it was everything Drake had. And if this was everything Drake had, then I think he needed to just say, I'm not gonna even drop this song. I'm not gonna engage in this beef anymore, because man, this is very weak. We're gonna go through some lines here. I love how the song starts. Amazing start. Kendrick's song ended with saying, Drake, you shouldn't say the N-word anymore, and he just immediately says the N-word. I thought that was pretty funny, and the beat comes in. We were all excited when push-ups, how the push-ups ended. It seemed like it was like there was something after that, and he delivered. He brought that in, that same beat. But as soon as he says, keep it PG, whatever, I think I really don't like this flow. Who really banged a set? YG. And then he mentions Chris Brown, which is kind of hilarious, because let's assume everything Drake says on these bombs are true. Kendrick beats his wife. If that is true, Drake has been around Chris Brown, someone who has been proven guilty for having beat Rihanna, and has co-signed him, made music videos with him, and he even references him here, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, since when did you give a shit about men beating women, And you could argue that he thinks Chris Brown has grown from it or something. That's a pretty dumb argument, because Chris Brown still to this day doesn't really admit it. But if that's your argument, Kendrick, the allegations that are here are from 2014. If you do any research on it, they're pretty long ago, and Kendrick just made an album about growing. And I'm not saying that's a justification. I'm saying if he thinks Chris Brown grew from it, then Kendrick's miles ahead of Chris Brown in that aspect. So clearly, Drake's morals kind of cherry picking on where he needs to, whenever it benefits him, that's when he cares about women being beat. And we go into the song. He mentions Metro, which that kind of pissed me off, because this is the main event. A lot of people are saying this is the main event. Why are we mentioning anyone but Kendrick right now? It seems like, and I'll get into this later, because the whole second beat is pretty much focused on everyone but Kendrick. But yeah, this is just lame. We didn't need this, and Metro ended up tweeting about this, and he kind of cooked Drake. And we'll get into that later, because Drake mentioned something that is false, that Metro debunked and brought receipts to the table to prove that Drake was lying about. You're just acting, always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. You're just acting like an activist, just make believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. At first I thought this was a fine line, but then I started thinking about it, and there's so much evidence, so much of Kendrick, donating to Compton and like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he even references it in his songs. And even if this wasn't true, he's not, like a few lines later he calls Kendrick wanting to be the Black Messiah. Mr. Morale is all about him, and not even just Mr. Morale. Like 2015, he's saying he's misusing his influence. He's someone with a suicidal weakness. On Damn, he's saying like people need to pray for me. People like everyone wants me to pray for them. No one's praying for me. He's been telling us this, and the whole concept of Mr. Morale is like, I'm not the savior. He's not. He doesn't think of himself in this way. And Drake says this line later in the song that Drake's lines go over Kendrick's head. which is pretty funny because it seems like everything Kendrick said on any of his albums went over his head, and no wonder why Drake was dissing Mr. Morale, you know? The Day Free lines seems like the little bomb before the big bomb, and it kind of sets up, you know, that the relationship in this family is not great. We have no proof if this is true or not, and I really don't think on either side of the Meet the Grams and this we're gonna get proof of anything. But like I said earlier, it's not the bomb that you have, it's how you deliver it. And he says, I heard that one of the little kids might be Day Freeze. Don't make it Day Freeze. I'm like, bro, this is your bomb. You can't, like, remember when the Story of a Daydon dropped? Pusha T said, you are hiding a child. Let that boy come home. Deadbeat motherfucker playing Border Patrol. That is a bomb that Pusha T had. It is the biggest bomb. And Pusha T delivered it in such a filthy way. You can't be joking around. And you can't be like have a jokey delivery to your bomb because it's not gonna hit as hard. He goes, let that shorty breathe. He does the little Sexy Red interpolation, which I thought was cool. A lot of people are saying that this is kind of him flipping over the Kendrick narrative that Kendrick, you know, mentioned Sexy Red on Euphoria. This is also the beat that was at the end of Push Up, so who knows how long he's had this. But if that's what he's trying to do, he kind of didn't really acknowledge what Kendrick was saying about Sexy Red on that song. But anyways, he uses that to say shake that ass for Drake, now shake that ass for free, which I thought that was a cool line. Then he overly explains it, and he's like, wait guys, it's not that kind of free, I'm talking about Dave free. Like, bro. And then like 3 lines later, he's like, all these lines go over Kenny's head. Like, this is the difference between Kendrick and Drake. Kendrick doesn't over-explain anything, and there's like 5 different interpretations for every lyric. Drake is overly explaining the ones that we already understood. Like, there's levels to this shit. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. You know, he mentioned The Weeknd, and then we go into the second beat, where he goes at a lot of people, A$AP Rocky, Rick Ross, and over a drill beat, which I thought the beat was pretty weak. You know, like, I don't get what's happening with these disses, you know, from 7-minute drill to this. It's like, this is a rap beef, and we gotta have better beat selection, you know? The beat on Meet the Grams is fucking haunting. It's one of, he got The Alchemist, who's a legendary producer, and that's one of the best Alchemist beats I've ever heard. We can't be rapping on a drill beat, you know? And it seems like he wanted to force a 3-beat structure, three different beats to match what Kendrick did, because I guess that's the only way people would, you know, praise Drake to the level that Euphoria was praised. I don't know what Drake's mindset was, but the song is a mess. It feels like 3 different songs. And the second song is so unnecessary. Like, it's not focused on Kendrick. We all want you to diss Kendrick. We don't give a shit about your beef with Rick Ross and Metro and A$AP Rocky. And it's not like you said anything on this song right here that you didn't already say just as well on Push-Ups already. So it's like unnecessary as hell. There's like 1 or 2 lines. He mentions a Good Kid, Mad City van, which he also destroys in the music video, which I thought was kind of funny because you're on that album. you're featured on that album. You know, that's pretty funny. Maybe it's like burying a friendship, but I think that's a bit of a reach. Yeah, he mentions Kendrick's music is only good when Baby Keem's putting his pen to it, which is literally the only album Kendrick and Baby Keem have worked on together is Mr. Morale, which is the one you called bad. So, you know, this is just terrible lyrics. You know, I think he did okay at dissing A$AP Rocky. I think the Rihanna lines are kind of cool, but it's like, I don't give a shit about your beef with A$AP Rocky. I give a shit about your beef with Kendrick. So Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where is your uncle at? Because I want to speak to the man of the house. So mentioning Auntie Diaries. I don't know if that was supposed to be a transphobic joke. You know, whatever. Look through these lyrics. A cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to lies that come out your mouth. Metro Boomin recently tweeted proof that Drake was trying to get like that off the radio. And when I heard the cease and desist line on Euphoria, I thought he was referencing Kanye's Like That remix, but no, it was Kendrick's. He really just didn't want that streaming. It makes sense because Drake's on Push-Ups, like, talking about how he streams more than all these people, and at the time that he said that, Like That was number 1. So you know, it makes sense for him to try to get Like That a little less streams so he could get Push-Ups at number 1. Because if Push-Ups drops and you're talking about streaming more than these people and Like That is getting more streams than Push-Ups, then yeah, that's kind of hypocritical. You call it Tupac a state and begged him to sue me and get that shit down. Who knows if that's true or not? But true or not, fuck. I'm sure they would have tried to sue you either way, because why would Tupac's estate want you doing that AI bullshit? It was pretty bad. You're right about fuck the big three. It's only Big D and there's video proof. Might be the worst Drake lyric I've ever heard. That shit was not funny. I mean, a lot of people, like, it's funny in, like, a cringy way. I don't know. It's like we're in a rap beef and you're talking about how big your dick is. I'm sorry. It's like, why? And then here comes the bomb. The biggest bomb that Drake has. And once again, it's like the delivery of the line is like, come on. This is what you are claiming to be the kill shot. Kendrick's dead. And, oh God, he says, when you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she's bigger than you? So it's almost like he almost plays it off like a joke. This is your bomb. Like, going back to the Pusha T line that I referenced, that delivery of that line was dirty. It really hit home. And he's kind of like melodically, like he's like doing a little sing-song. He's like, when you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she's bigger than you? It's like, and then he just goes into the next line, and it doesn't really reference the beating up of his wife, if that is even true, which, you know, everything, there's been many things that Drake has said on this song that have already been proven not to be true, like the Money Trees line and then the the Like That cease and desist line. Both have been proven false. So it's very sad what's happening here. And like I said, I'm not going to cope for Kendrick fans. We don't know until there's receipts on either side of what is true or not. But I'm just speaking just strictly on the art. And this is not an enjoyable delivery of the diss. I mean, this is the bomb. You can't say it as a joke on a melodic track. Like, you could have made this go way harder. You could have, you know, like, we see how Kendrick has the information that, you know, it might be a lie, but Kendrick has the message that he wants to convey. It's Drake is a pedophile, a child trafficker, OVO is child trafficking. He has a daughter that he's hiding, and we see him, you know, put it in this tight little 6-minute track. And the way he executes it, speaking like a little letter to every member of Drake's family. That's how you make it hit home. Drake fucking, like, you could have easily went like the day free. You have the day free information, and then you have the beating the wife. You could make this look like Kendrick's life is a fucking mess. The family is torn apart, but Drake just can't execute it because he's just not that good of an artist to do that. Then he brings up the Michael Jackson stuff and brings up the top Gimme 50, you know, just we're going back to that. It was great on push-ups, but this is, like I said, the main event. We can't be doing the same thing. This shit gotta be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it, right? You're dead, you're dead, you're dead. There's nowhere to hide, there's nowhere to hide. They hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted in what ain't what it seemed. You're dead. I kind of like this. This is more of what I wanted, the delivery, that little flow there, the little rhyme scheme from they hired a crisis management team to you ain't the picture that you paint ain't what it seems. Sorry. It's all, you know, that's a little more Philly. It's less jokey. I enjoyed that, but unfortunately that's not what the track offers the whole time. And if it's the fucking closing line of the song where we finally get you delivering something nice, you know, you didn't do a good job. You had 8 minutes. You falsely thought you could you had some false confidence and thought you could be entertaining for 8 minutes. And not to say I was bored throughout the track. I was just kind of very disappointed. And I think Meet the Grams is incredibly well put together, and this song isn't. And there's no bias there. I just think Kendrick really made a really tight, and every line really mattered. Here, there's just so much filler, and there's 3 different beats. The way Kendrick used 3 different beats, you could argue that the third beat really wasn't necessary. It kind of just brought the same hype vibes that the second one brought. But I think it's just him doubling down, you know, him fucking making it, him coming even harder on that third beat. On this one, it just feels like he had to put 3 beats because Kendrick put 3 beats. You know, there's really nothing necessary about there being 3 different sections of the song, and there's for damn sure not a good justification for the second section. You can take that part out the song, and the song would not get better. Not get worse. And not to say that there's nothing good, like I said, on that second beat, but it's just not what we want. We all wanted Drake versus Kendrick. We don't give a shit about Rick Ross, and A$AP Rocky and everyone else that he disses, and the beat wasn't a good beat. You chose a drill beat on a diss track. Like, come on. I was just very disappointed. I wanted Drake to put up a good fight, because as much as I don't like Drake and as much as I love Kendrick, I'm like what a lot of people said, I'm here for the hip-hop. I'm rooting for hip-hop. I want this to be a great event, and I just think it was kind of one-sided. You know, Kendrick's made this a really entertaining thing. Drake kind of did with push-ups, when push-ups dropped, but here we are, and he wasn't able to double down and make another great moment. In my opinion, this is a mess of a track, and I think even if Kendrick didn't drop Meet the Grams or Not Like That, like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure the public perception would still be that Euphoria is a better track than this one. A lot of people would say, you know, he has more bombs on this song, but that, like I said, doesn't mean it's better. That's all I have to say. I kind of went on for a long time, but I really just don't like the song at all. I thought it was disappointing as hell, and I don't know what Drake's gonna do now, because he can't. I don't know. I don't think he should keep dissing, because this seems like everything that he had. That's why he keeps saying, "You're dead, you're dead, you're dead." You know, I'm here, putting everything out there. It feels like, and he posted on his story the red button. This seems like everything Drake had. He had everything. This is all he had in the tank, and even if he has a little bit left, Kendrick clearly has so much. Kendrick clearly is saying, like, there's a mole, and he's telling me everything. I know everything. I have so much, and if that's the case, Drake has to leave. Drake has to publicly apologize, because if Kendrick's just gonna keep coming, I think it's better for you to publicly apologize, get embarrassed, you know, hit the J. Cole, everyone hates you for like 2 weeks, as opposed to you fucking as opposed to Kendrick just murdering you over and over and over, and, you know, continuing to expose you. Yeah, I don't think there's anything Drake can do anymore. This beef is over for him. It's the only thing that could really go his way is if something happens with Kendrick where we find out he was lying. But even with that being said, Drake's already been proven to lie a few times on this song already, and did it on an unenjoyable song. So I think it's over for Drake. I think Drake should take a break, you know, and maybe do another PR statement, and then go back to doing pop music, drop another Tootsie Slide. Yeah, that's it. Post daily, subscribe.